dust settles before daylight. The steel lunch bucket rests beside an old wooden porch. The hills wake slowly beneath the gray morning sky. One worn pair of boots waits at the door, ready for another honest day. My father worked these Appalachian mountains long before they carried my name. He'd leave before the rooster called, come home black with cold and rain. Said a man ain't measured by his paycheck or the truck parked in his drive. He's measured by the promises he keeps when no one's watching. I believed him every morning, though the world believes something else. Easy money walked these hollers, calling softly for my help. Gold can blind a tired man, need can bend his knees, but there's a line a soul remembers, even when the wallet's empty. The devil never bought my boots, he never earned these scars. Every mile beneath this leather was paid beneath these stars. He offered roads without a burden, silver without truth, but the devil never bought the boots that carried me home. One cold winter the mine went silent, half the county packed and left. Banks came asking for their payments, hope was running short on breath. A foreman slipped me folded hundreds, said nobody needs to know. Just one signature, one forgotten warning, one family buried below. I walked away before the sunrise, hands still shaking from the choice. Some nights courage sounds like thunder, most nights it sounds like a quiet voice. The devil never bought my boots, he couldn't name my price. I'd rather sleep with empty pockets than sail away my life. The road gets rough, the nights grow longer, the mountain steals its youth, but the devil never bought the boots that carried me through. Now my son laces up beside me, his boots still clean, his hand still small. He asks, Dad is being good, always this hard? I smile. Sometimes that's how you know it's worth it. They're stitched with every sunrise, every broken hill. If all I leave behind me is an honest family name, then I've already won a richer life than money ever gave. The devil never bought my boots, he never owned this soul. These old boots are worn and weathered, but they still know the way back home. The shift whistle fades across the valley, coal dust settles into the earth. A worn pair of boots rests outside the front door. Tomorrow, they'll walk the same hard road, not because it's easy, because it's right. The rails hung low beneath the morning frost. A weathered station stands against the hills, its paint worn thin by decades of rain and coal dust. A single lantern still burns above the platform. The timetable hangs crooked, frozen on a day no one ever changed far beyond the valley. A lonely whistle breaks the silence. One last train is coming home. Blackwater wasn't much a stranger, just a handful of streets beneath the ridge. A grain elevator, an old church bell, a diner where everyone knew your name. The mine fed every family here, the railroad carried every dream away. Men left before sunrise, lunch pails swinging beside worn leather boots. Women waited on front porches, counting whistles instead of clocks. Children chased freight cars every summer, believing every destination was waiting somewhere beyond the mountains back then. Nobody imagined the tracks could ever grow quiet. Years don't always leave with a loud goodbye. Sometimes they disappear. One empty storefront, one locked gate, one family at a time. Last train through Blackwater, don't leave before the dawn. Carry every name remembered, every soul that's moving on. These rails were built with borrowed sweat, with calloused hands and sacrifice. If this is the final journey, take a piece of us beyond these hills tonight. The company packed its offices before the leaves had turned. Machines fell silent, windows gathered dust. Main Street forgot what Saturday felt like. Old Mr. Dawson sold a hardware store. Miss Evelyn closed the diner after 42 winters. The station master folded his blue uniform one last time. My brother chased work in Ohio, my sister headed west to Wyoming. Mama stayed beside my father's grave. She said somebody ought to remember who built this place. So I stayed. Not every man who stays behind is afraid to leave. Some remain because love needs a witness. Last train through Blackwater, echo through these hills. Till tomorrow we were here, and maybe always will. Everywhere the railroad tie still knows every working hand, still may rust, but memory never leaves this land. Tonight the conductor tips his hat. No speeches, no farewell parade, just the sound of old wheels rolling over steel. I close my eyes and for one heartbeat I hear every whistle from every year we were still together. Maybe towns don't die, maybe they simply become stories, waiting for someone to sing them again. Last train through Blackwater, take these songs along. Take the prayers we never spoke, take the nights that made us strong. If another child finds these tracks 20 years from now, may they know this little town was more than faded buildings. It was fathers, it was mothers, it was neighbors who carried each other through the hardest winters. And if this whistle never returns, its echoes still belong to Blackwater. The red signal light fades into the distance. The rails grow quiet. Wind moves gently through tall Appalachian grass, and no station sign still reads Blackwater. Faded, standing just like the people who once called it home. The cold October wind moves quietly across the hills. The screen door rocks gently against its frame. Inside the hallway, an old canvas work coat still hangs from the same wooden hook where it waited every evening. For nearly 40 years, no one has moved it. No one has needed to until today. My father wasn't made of speeches. He never chased important words. He taught with worn out hands in mornings before the mockingbirds were heard. He carried fences on his shoulders, fixed old engines after dark. Somehow every broken thing found another hopeful start. That old coat smelled like cedar, sawdust, motor oil, and autumn rain. The cuffs were torn from years of labor. Every stain had earned its name. When I was just a restless teenager, I'd slip it on for laughs sometimes. The sleeves reached past my fingertips. It never felt like it was mine. Funny how a coat can carry more than canvas, more than thread. Sometimes it carries the life of the man inside it. The weight of my father's coat was never in the cloth. It was every promise he kept when nobody was watching. Every early morning, every late night sacrifice, I couldn't wear it. As a boy, I spent my life trying to grow into it. The winter after we laid him down, Mama finally cleaned the shed. Every wrench was where he left it, every shelf still neatly kept. She handed me that faded coat, folded slow across her arms. Didn't say, "It's yours now." She didn't have to. I wore it fixing Grandpa's tractor, buttons strained against my chest. Not because it fit much better, because quitting never fit the man who wore it first. Later that spring, a neighbor's barn came down after days of heavy rain. Before anyone could ask for help, half the county already knew where I was going. Maybe that's how a good man's legacy works, not through inheritance, through imitation. The weight of my father's coat still settles on my shoulders, not as a burden, as a reminder. Stand when you're tired, give when it costs something, love your family before the sun goes down. That's what this old coat still tells me. Last Sunday, my little boy walked into the workshop. He slipped one arm inside that same old sleeve, looked up and laughed. "Dad, it's way too big." I smiled. So was life. The first time your grandpa wore it. The weight of my father's coat never made me weaker. It taught my back how to carry what mattered. One family, one neighbor, one honest day at a time. When these hands finally grow old and another young man finds this coat waiting on its hook, I hope he never notices the holes in the pockets. I hope he notices the life that filled them, because a father's greatest gift isn't something you inherit. It's someone you slowly become. Evening settles across the valley, the workshop light fades, the old coat hangs once more beside the back door. Its sleeves still worn, its collar still weathered, its story still unfinished. Tomorrow morning, someone else will need it. Morning mist hangs low across the valley. An old white church stands quietly at the top of Cedar Hill. Its paint is faded. Its wooden steps have been worn smooth by generations of working hands. Then the first church bell rolls across the hills. Not loud, just enough to remind the town another Sunday has arrived. I grew up counting every Sunday by the sound of that old bell. Mama humming in the kitchen, Daddy shaving by the well. Grandma folded worn-out hymn books, tucked them underneath her arm. Neighbors waved from dusty pickups, every face familiar warm. Back then faith looked like small moments, holding doors and lending tools, passing pies to grieving families, teaching kindness after school. No one claimed to have the answers, nobody pretended strong. They just kept showing up together, week by week, year by year, right where they belong. Life has a way of scattering people across highways, across heartache, across years they never planned. Sunday bells still ring, even when the pews grow thin, even when old voices fade, even when the world keeps changing. Hope still finds an open door, love still knows the road back home. As long as those bells cross these hills, no one walks alone. I stopped coming after Daddy laid beneath the winter ground. Some questions don't fit inside sermons, some grief won't make a sound. Years roll by in different cities, different jobs and different names. Still each Sunday something in me heard those echoes just the same. Last October Mama called me, said the church roof's leaking bad. Half the town's been fixing it, your father would have smiled. So I drove those winding back roads, past the fields where I once played. Nobody asked why I'd been gone, they simply handed me a hammer. Sometimes forgiveness doesn't begin with words, sometimes it begins working side by side. Sunday bells still ring across weathered hearts and fields, calling every restless soul to something time can't steal. Not because we're perfect, not because we're right, but because mercy always leaves a porch light on. Before the service ended, an old deacon placed my father's Bible back into my hands. Inside the cover, he'd written one sentence years before I was born: be the kind of man who comes back before it's too late. I closed the cover for the first time in years. The weight inside my chest didn't feel quite so heavy. Children yet to grow, for the fathers no longer here. They ring for every worker, every widow, every friend, for every heart still searching for the courage to begin again. If one day my own son hears that distant bell, I hope he doesn't remember the building. I hope he remembers the people who never stop saving each other. The last bell fades across Cedar Hill. Morning sunlight breaks through the clouds. The church doors close, neighbors linger, talking on the front steps. Children race across the grass, another week begins. The bell grows quiet, its promise doesn't. Narrow gravel road winds through the valley, past weathered fence posts, empty hayfields, and a forgotten baseball diamond, where the grass now grows taller than the bases. An old wooden sign still reads Cedar Creek. The paint is fading, the memories aren't. We were boys before we knew how heavy pride could become. Two bicycles leaning by the river, fishing lines tangled in the sun. You could throw a fastball farther, I could climb the tallest pine. We spent whole summers chasing nothing, certain we'd outrun all time. Your daddy fixed the church's roof, mine worked every fence in town. On Friday nights we'd split one milkshake, watching headlights roll around. We swore that after graduation, no matter where this life would lead, one call would always bring us home, back to Cedar Creek. Funny how the smallest crack can split the strongest oak. Not in one storm, but through years, nobody speaks. Dust between our names never changed the truth. It only covered everything. It started with one careless rumor and stubborn words we couldn't take back. Neither one of us stepped forward, both convinced the other had. Birthdays came and disappeared, weddings passed without a call. I heard you raised 3 good daughters, you heard I'd moved north for work. Every Christmas mama asked me, have you talked to Daniel yet? I just shrug and change the subject, like avoiding it made it disappear. 30 harvests crossed the valley still. Neither of us crossed the road. Distance isn't measured by miles. Sometimes it's measured by the words left unsaid. Dust between our names built walls neither one of us intended. Time kept laying another layer across yesterday. Still beneath the silence, friendship never left. It was only waiting for one honest step. Last spring, I stood beside my father's grave. You were already there, holding your head against the wind. No speeches, no explanations, you simply said, he always treated me like a son. I nodded, because there wasn't anything left worth defending, only something worth saving. Across these fields, some roads grow longer, some hearts grow wiser, some friendships survive, not because they never broke, because someone finally chose to come back. Now every Sunday morning we drink coffee on the same old porch, talking about nothing, laughing about everything, like 30 years were only yesterday. The evening sun settles across Cedar Creek. 2 old pickup trucks stand side by side outside the diner. Baseball glove rests on the tailgate. The wind lifts a little dust across the road, then carries it away. There is no dust left between our names. Rain taps softly against the tin roof of an old farmhouse. Dust hangs quietly inside the attic where cedar beams still carry the scent of another lifetime. A withered wooden box sits beneath the window. Its rusted latch hasn't been opened in years outside. The wind moves gently through the pine tree. My father wasn't good with feelings. He wore his silence like a coat. Every morning came with purpose. Every evening carried hope. He could build a barn from nothing, straighten fences after storms. But words were harder than the timber he'd been working on for years. The day I left for Colorado, neither one of us said much. One old handshake, one quiet nod, too proud to call it love. I kept waiting for a letter. None ever came. Funny how two stubborn hearts can spend a lifetime standing only one conversation apart. Letters the wind never sent still found their way somehow. Every page still carried the sound of his voice. Not every goodbye needs an envelope. Not every love finds the courage to be spoken. Sometimes the heart writes what the hands cannot send. After Mama passed that winter, I came back to settle things. Empty rooms held quiet echoes. Pictures lined the hallway walls. Up above the old staircase, beneath the faded army trunk, I found one cedar box wrapped in worn-out bale and twine. Inside 37 folded letters, everyone addressed to me. None had ever seen a postage stamp. One was written the day my daughter was born. Another the night he buried his best friend. Another simply read, today I almost called you. I hope your truck is still running good. Some men never stop loving. They simply never learn how to say it out loud. Letters the wind never sent were never truly lost. They waited patiently inside old cedar walls. Every sentence crossed the years without leaving home. Love has strange ways of arriving right when you need it most. I carried those letters out onto the back porch. The evening wind turned one page by itself. There near the bottom of the final letter he'd written, if these words ever find you, know this, I was always proud to call you my son. Even on the days we didn't know how to be father and son. I closed the box, not because the story ended, because at last it had been heard. understand. I'll hand it to him, not because I want him to read his grandfather's words, because I want him to know love should never wait for tomorrow. Say it while the porch light is still burning. Say it while both hearts can still answer. The attic window stands open. A warm breeze moves quietly across the empty room. One loose page lifts gently, then settles back inside the box. Some words were never mailed, yet somehow they still found their way home. The first light of autumn slips quietly through the pine branches. Morning mist drifts across the hillside, settling gently over weathered stones, wild grass, and an old wooden bench facing the valley below. The wind carries the scent of pine resin, cold earth and distant rain. Nothing here asked for words. The mountain has learned how to hold silence. We built our little house together just beyond the old county line. White porch swing, blue shutters, one apple tree we planted side by side. You laughed every time I worried, said some things grow even when nobody's watching. You filled every empty corner with warmth that couldn't be bought. Sunday coffee on the back steps, bare feet in the summer grass. Your voice floating through open windows like another part of home back then. Forever sounded simple. No one tells you the hardest part of goodbye isn't the day you lose someone. It's learning how to keep living after they leave. Ashes under the pine tree never drifted far away. The wind still carries your laughter across these hills today. Love doesn't disappear, it changes shape. It becomes morning light, mountain air, quiet strength I carry every day. Last October our grandson asked me, Grandpa, who planted all these pines? I smiled beneath the morning sunlight, brushed the needles from my hands. Your grandma loved this hillside. She said these trees would outlive both of us. He held a handful of pine cones carefully tucked inside his coat. Then he whispered, can we plant another one? So she'll always have company. We dug the earth together, one small shovel, 2 generations, 3 hearts, still working side by side. Maybe memories don't live inside photographs. Maybe they keep growing where love was planted. Ashes under the pine tree never meant the story ended. Roots grow deeper every season, branches still reach toward tomorrow. Every breeze still knows your name, every sunrise still feels like something you would have loved. Before we left, my grandson slipped a tiny wooden toy truck beside the young pine tree. He looked up at me and said, "Grandma can borrow it whenever she wants." I couldn't answer, not because I was crying, because children somehow understand what grown men spend a lifetime learning. Love doesn't stay inside the ground, it keeps growing. I came here thinking I was bringing flowers. Instead, I brought another generation. One more story, one more promise, one more tree to reach the sky. And if one day my grandson brings his children to this hillside, I hope they don't ask where your ashes rest. I hope they simply say, "These trees feel like home." The morning wind moves softly through the pines. 3 generations of footprints lead back down the hill. Behind them, the young pine tree stands quietly beside the older ones. No monument, no grand farewell, only roots holding the earth together, just as love always has. The first light of autumn slips quietly through the pine branches. Morning mist drifts across the hillside, settling gently over weathered stones, wild grass, and an old wooden bench facing the valley below. The wind carries the scent of pine resin, cold earth and distant rain. Nothing here asks for words, the mountain has learned. The 2-lane gravel road disappears beneath the morning fog. Fence post lean with the years. Telephone wires hum softly in the distance. Golden fields sway beneath the restless autumn sky. And An old pickup slows at the county line. Dust rises behind worn tires. Some roads don't ask where you've been, they simply remember your name. I spent half my life chasing skylines, glass towers reaching for the sun, trading quiet fields for traffic lights, believing more was still to come. Deadlines replaced the morning birds, concrete covered open ground. I learned every shortcut through the city, forgot the back roads that first carried me around. Then one winter everything unraveled, the job was gone, the house was sold. For the first time in years I pointed the truck toward home. Funny how the longest journey sometimes ends exactly where it first began. Back roads never lie, they don't care how long you've been away. They remember every tire track, every dream you used to chase. They know your failures, they know your scars, still they carry you like you never left at all. Back roads never lie, they always lead you back to yourself. The Miller farm still stood beside the river, though the paint had weathered gray. Old Mrs. Carter waved from her porch like I'd only been gone a day. The diner coffee tasted stronger than any downtown cafe. The waitress smiled and asked, "You staying this time?" I finally answered, "Yeah, I think I am." That evening I drove past Grandpa's pasture, where we learned to throw a rope. Every fence he'd built still standing, holding more than wood and hope. Time changes towns, people grow older, but honest places never pretend to be something they're not. Back roads never lie, every mile tells the truth. Dust settles on old memories, not because they're forgotten, because they're waiting to be found again. These winding roads don't promise easy days, they promise something better, a reason to keep driving. At sunset I pulled beside the overlook where Dad used to park after work. He'd kill the engine, fold his arms across the steering wheel, and watch the light disappear behind the hills. Back then I never understood why he always stopped there tonight. For the first time, neither did I. I simply sat in silence, watching another day leave the valley. Some answers don't come in words, they arrive with the road itself. They've carried fathers home, they've carried sons away, they've carried broken hearts toward another sunrise. Every bend still whispers, take your time, you're exactly where you need to be. If tomorrow leads me somewhere new, I'll still remember the road that remembered me first. Because cities can forget your face, the world can forget your name, but these old back roads never do. Evening settles quietly across the valley. The last light fades behind the ridge. A weathered pickup disappears. Beyond another curve, dust hangs for a moment, then slowly drifts back to the earth. The road grows still. Its story keeps going. The trail that settles slowly across Cedar Valley. Morning dew clings to bent barbed wire. A weathered split rail fence lies scattered across the pasture, broken by last night's storm. The wind carries the smell of wet earth, fresh cut cedar, and rain still resting on the fields. Some things fall apart, so something better can be built. My grandfather built this fence by hand, with cedar posts cut from these hills. He always said good fences mark the land, good neighbors guard the heart. For years we worked on opposite sides, two farms divided by one line. We waved less with every passing season, till silence became easier than time. The argument started over inches, a survey stake, stubborn pride. By harvest we weren't speaking, by Christmas we looked the other way. Funny how the smallest crack can stretch across an entire lifetime. Stone by stone, board by board, pride builds walls faster than hands can tear them down. Broken fence, open heart. Sometimes storms reveal the strongest parts. Not every loss leaves you empty. Some broken things make room for grace. When the boards came down, so did everything standing between us. Came hard before sunrise, lightning rolling through the hills. By morning every cedared post lay scattered through the fields. I grabbed my gloves, loaded my old toolbox, expecting one long day alone. Before I reached the pasture, his pickup pulled beside my gate. He climbed down slowly, hat in his hands, didn't offer excuses, didn't ask forgiveness. He simply picked up the first broken rail and carried it back into place. Some apologies never need words. Forgiveness doesn't always arrive like thunder. Sometimes it sounds like two hammers finding the same rhythm. Broken fence, open heart, the land stayed exactly where it was. Only two old men find should never separate souls. Near sunset, we sat on the tailgate, sharing coffee from the same dented thermos. He smiled and laughed. Your daddy would have teased us for wasting 20 years. I laughed too, 'cause he was right. We lost decades protecting property when we should have been protecting friendship. The fence stood straighter than it had in years. So did we. Because it's learned how to bend. Now every Sunday parks beside my barn. Our grandchildren run across the same pasture without ever knowing. There was once a line we thought could never disappear. Maybe that's the finest harvest either of us ever grew. Not corn, not cattle, not land, but peace. Evening settles over Cedar Valley. The rebuilt fence stretches quietly toward the horizon, toward the horizon. Two weathered hats rest on neighboring fence posts. The wind moves gently through fresh cedar rails. No one speaks, nothing needs to be said. Some fences keep cattle home. Open hearts bring people home. The stars settle quietly above Cedar Ridge. A lonely campfire crackles beside an old river bend, where weathered stones still remember 40 autumns of familiar voices, 5 worn camp chairs. Circle the flames, one remains empty, not forgotten, just waiting. The night air smells of cedar smoke, coffee and cold October wind. No one says much. Old friendships have learned how to speak without words. Started meeting here back when our backs were straight and our hair still held more black than gray. Tom drove the old Chevy, Billy always burned the coffee, Ray carried that beat-up guitar with 2 strings, always slightly out of tune. Joe never told long stories, he only smiled, poked another log into the fire, and somehow that was enough. Every October, the same hillside, the same river, the same stars. Life changed, we didn't, or so we thought. Time never asks if we're ready. It simply keeps walking, leaving footprints. Only memory can still follow. One more fire before dawn, one more night where nobody's in a hurry. Let these flames carry every laugh, every scar, every promise we forgot to thank each other for. Morning will come, maybe not for all of us. So tonight, let's just be who we've always been, friends. Joe's hand shook, holding his old enamel cup. Cancer had taken more weight than any winter ever could. Still, he looked toward the mountains like they belonged to all of us. Nobody mentioned doctors, nobody counting months. We talked about trout that always got away the broken truck. Outside Billy's barn, the summer Tom accidentally tipped his canoe. We laughed harder than the stories deserve, because tonight laughter mattered more than accuracy. Sometimes courage isn't fighting one more battle. Sometimes it's choosing to smile before sunrise. One more fire before dawn, before another season turns, before another empty chair joins the circle. These sparks rise into the night like every memory. We were lucky enough to live together. Some fires warm your hands, this one warms your whole life. Long after midnight, Joe stood slowly, walked closer to the river. He looked across the black water and quietly said, when I'm gone, don't stop coming here. Don't let this fire go out just because I do. Nobody answered, nobody needed to. Tom placed another cedar log onto the flame. Billy poured one more cup of coffee. Ray picked up his old guitar. The fire answered for all of us. Before dawn, one more sunrise, shared together. Tomorrow will take us different ways. Some roads we'll walk alone, but every October, as long as these hills still touch the sky, someone will gather cedar wood, someone will light this fire, someone will leave one empty chair. Not for sadness, for remembrance, because friendship doesn't end. When a heartbeat does, it simply learns another way to stay. The fire burns low, the eastern sky begins to soften. 5 chairs become 4 trucks, disappear down different roads. One thin trail of smoke rises quietly into the morning light. Next October, someone will strike. The first match in the circle will begin again. Before the sun climbs over the eastern ridge, morning fog settles gently across the valley floor. Tall pines stand where they always have, the branches whispering with the same mountain wind. An old dirt road winds toward a weathered farmhouse, its porch swing moving slowly, though no one sits there anymore. The creek still follows its familiar path, sliding over smooth river stones as if time itself forgot this place. I step from my old pickup, take a slow breath and listen. The valley remembers how silence sounds. I left this place at 21, certain bigger dreams were waiting west. Steel cities, crowded highways, paychecks folded in my chest. I learned to build with iron beams, raise towers scraping morning skies. But every sunset found me searching for mountains living in my mind. Mama's kitchen, coffee brewing, daddy sharpening fence post wire. Evening light across the pasture, smoke rising from the old wood fire. Years kept moving without asking, life grew faster than my plans. Still my heart never stopped walking these forgotten mountain lands. Funny how the farther you travel, the louder home begins to speak. The valley knows my voice long before I say a word. Every hillside answers softly like an old friend who never left. The river still remembers every stone I threw as a boy. Time may weather every face, but this valley still knows my voice. The miller barn is finally falling, the schoolhouse windows wear the dust. Grandpa's maple shades the driveway, though he's been gone longer than I trust. Mrs. Ellis passed last winter, her roses bloom beside the gate. Tom's old truck still rusts behind the church, waiting for a road it'll never take. Then I whistle without thinking, the same call we used for Old Blue. No dog comes running from the timber, only the hills echo my tune for one brief moment. It feels like yesterday, never truly left. Some places forget your footsteps, some never knew your name. but the ones that raised your soul. Keep listening. The valley knows my voice, even after all these years. It holds the laughter we buried beneath our fears. Every winding back road, every weathered pine still carries pieces of the boy I left behind. Near sunset, I climbed the overlook where Dad and I used to count the first stars. I spoke aloud, I'm home. No answer came, only the wind moving through cedar branches. Yet somehow, that was enough. Not every welcome needs another voice. Sometimes the land itself answers. Than yesterday. When my grandson walks these hills, may he hear what I hear now. Not an echo, but a welcome. If someday he asks me, Grandpa, why do you always come back here? I'll smile and say, because this valley remembers who I was long before I knew who I'd become. And maybe that's what home has always been. Not the house, not the road, not the view, but the place that never forgot your name. Evening settles across the ridge. Mist rises gently from the creek. The old porch swing moves once more in the mountain breeze. Tall pines stand where they always have, their branches whispering with the same mountain wind. And no dirt road winds toward a weathered farmhouse, its porch swing moving slowly, though no one sits there anymore. The creek still follows its familiar path, sliding over smooth river stones, as if time itself forgot this place. I step from my old pickup, take a slow breath, and listen. Long before the first light reaches the mountains, a lonely diesel engine hums beside an empty roadside diner. The highway stretches west, disappearing into darkness, where stars still outnumber headlights. Chrome catches the last reflection of a fading moon. Coffee steams gently inside a weathered thermos. The engine idles, the road waits one final drive before sunrise. behind the steering wheel, I watch this country wake and sleep. Cornfields wrapped in morning silver, desert winds that never keep. I've crossed the Rockies in December, rode through Texas under stars, watched the Mississippi shimmer like a ribbon through the dark. Every mile became a memory, every exit wore a face. Truck stop waitresses, old mechanics, friends now scattered across the states. My logbook filled with places, but somewhere along the way, the highway quietly became another name for home. You spend enough years following white lines, and eventually they begin leading you inward. When heaven found the highway, it didn't come with flashing lights. It arrived in quiet mornings, coffee shared before first light. It lived inside worn hands, honest working miles well traveled. Maybe heaven wasn't waiting at the end. Maybe it had been riding beside me all along. I pulled into Cedar Junction one last time before retiring. The same old pumps, the same old counter, though every face had gathered years. Mary still poured black coffee, just the way she always knew. She smiled and laughed, guess the road finally got tired of chasing you. I grinned beneath these weathered miles. Outside, a young driver checked his mirrors, nervous for his very first run. I handed him my old road atlas, said GPS knows where to turn, but it won't teach you how to get home. Some roads measure distance, the best ones measure who you become. When heaven found the highway, it wore no crown, no glory, only sunrise breaking gently across another hill. Every goodbye made room for another hello. Every mile left something behind and gave something back. Near the Wyoming state line, I pulled on to an overlook I'd visited more times than I could count. The engine fell silent. Wind crossed the valley. For a long while there was nothing except mountains, sky, and gratitude. I whispered, Dad, you were right. The road never promised an easy life, only an honest one. The sun rose slowly over the distant peaks for the first time in many years. I wasn't chasing the horizon, I was simply watching it arrive. Still burning, my wife's laugh across the kitchen, my father's calloused hands, my son's first handshake, friends who stayed long after sunset. Maybe heaven isn't somewhere beyond the clouds. Maybe heaven lives inside every honest smile, every forgiving heart, every road that leads us back to the people who taught us how to love. If tomorrow brings another traveler down these same white lines, I hope they find what I finally found. Not perfection, not riches, not fame, just enough light to keep driving with a grateful heart. The truck disappears beyond the final bend. Morning sunlight spills across the asphalt. A hawk circles high above the valley. The highway stretches toward another horizon. The highway stretches west and disappearing into darkness, where stars still outnumber headlights. Chrome catches the last reflection of a fading moon. Coffee steams gently inside a weathered thermos. The engine idles, the road waits one final drive before